Welcome everybody to our 16th event here of our Chats by the Fireside, I guess we call them, right?
Fireside Chats.
Fireside Chats.
And I love them. I love them. I think we're doing well with them. I think we brought out a lot of different subjects, things that are passionate with us, passionate with you. You write about them a lot. You live your life that way, and everyone keeps saying, "Tim, how do you do it?" Well, we're telling folks now.
We're telling folks now.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way we can get that done.
Right.
You know, because there's no magic to anything in life.
It's not.
You can't have excuses. You got to make sacrifices. You got to do this. You got to do that. You have to command what you have in your own life. You can't let others run your life. Just like we were just talking about.
Right.
You gotta get rid of the soap operas in your life.
Yep.
And go forward.
Yep.
It's the only way you're gonna go forward. If you don't want to be successful, you don't want to change in your life, then great.
Do it.
Stay that way.
Yeah.
There's nobody here to say and judge you. There's no judgment police out there.
No.
If that's what you want. But if you want more in your life, you want success, you want to be a businessman like I've been most of my adult life,
Right.
then you have to do things to make that happen. And I find it's tough to get through that through people's heads.
Right. Well, they think that you're going to come up with a magic bullet. And it leads us into our subject today. It's called sacrifices. And we all know that you have to make a certain amount of sacrifices, although I don't think some people realize that.
Right.
Or they don't want to make enough sacrifices. When you're going to make a sacrifice, make a total sacrifice. And we've talked about it a long time. And, you know, when you think about making sacrifices, what is it that you think of?
Right. What I think about?
Yeah.
What I think about is what is important in your life. It comes down to, just like Cubby talked about, we talked about one of the last segments, is what's important.
Right.
Eat the important things first. So if success is important and you have to put time in to make that success, so that becomes the most important. So if you want to go to a concert, you want to take time off, that has to be pushed aside. I would have loved to have taken more vacation time in the beginning here, but with being an investor in the new brewery tap room
Right.
for Berkeley Beer and being involved in all that with the management part and the building of it, I haven't had that luxury. I've actually been working my off hours mostly, anything off hours, unless I really tired, then I have to not. But, I had to make that sacrifice. I have not taken like a week off. Have I taken like half week off? Yes. Certain things I do. In March, we go down to my cousins in New Jersey, and we watch the first weekend of the NCAA tournament.
Right.
We love that. We get together as family. That's an important thing in my life. So that gets written in there. Nothing takes that.
But the
Unless somebody
sacrifices you
dies.
make around that,
Right.
the week before and the week after,
That's right.
you're sacrificing the time to take the 5 days that you go in and enjoy the piece. So.
That's right. It's just time management, which is self-management. You have to sacrifice extra time to make up for something you do, like you're saying there. You have to sacrifice not being able to do that, to be able to do this. I just saw another event with one of our vendors coming, May something here, and I already have things on the calendar that night, so I can't go. I would have liked to have gone, but the other things I have 2 other things that is more important.
Right.
So I go to that. So you have to make those sacrifices sometimes. It's something you want to do.
Right, you do it. I mean, and that's a key to it. I mean, how do you recognize the sacrifices you need to reach your goals?
Again, it just comes down to the more important things. What's more important that's going to take you to the next step? Like Saturday. I got a busy day Saturday, but Second Wind Brewing down in Plymouth is good friends, with Glenn.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take some time to go down there to recognize their 1-year anniversary. They're having a big bash.
Yeah.
To me that's important that I show up for Glenn, and Glenn might show up, but he's still busy getting that brewery together.
Right.
He's hitching up all his tanks right now.
So he's making the sacrifice by brewing beer while you're sacrificing time to do the PR stuff.
That's right. So I will take an hour or 2 out of my day that day to be able to fit that in, because I think it's important. They're brewery partners, brewery brothers. They're like us. They're a small business trying to make it, and we all support each other.
Right.
And I think it's important. So that's more important than something else I wanted to do.
Right. And that's a sacrifice you're going to have to make that day.
That's right.
You started making sacrifices a long time ago. I remember when we were in high school and football was important to you, and to be better, you had to do certain things, you made sacrifices. Let's start there. Talk about the sacrifices you were making in high school and just after that.
Well, it starts with the football, because football was important to me. Like you said,
it was.
I love playing football, and it was just a fun sport. Love being involved in it. So the sacrifices I made is when, maybe friends were out partying, I was in the gym.
Right.
I was training.
Right.
I could have been off season training for the new season coming up.
Absolutely.
I could have been, even way before that, getting ready for that before. I always found time to be in the gym, to be running. People used to, make fun of me or yell at me because I was running on a humid day in the summer.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the best day to run as a kid.
Sure.
You don't know, I doubt I had a bad heart then. Could I have? I could have dropped dead. Yeah, nobody knows what the heart is, but I was a kid, I was in good shape.
Yep.
Believe it or not, in the humidity, as soon as you sweat completely, it's actually cool.
Yeah.
It feels cool out. It actually feels good.
Cool
Your body now doing the cool, exactly. You went through that tough stage of that sweat. It's like when you're working out in the summer in a humid day in my business, and hammering nails and doing stuff like that. Those first half hours, it's brutal because the body is like screaming at you from that uncomfortable feeling of the sweat trying to come.
Right.
And then it comes.
And the muscles trying to work.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I made those sacrifices then to do what I needed to do to stay fit.
Yep.
And staying fit in my life has always been a big thing. I just
Yes.
went through a long period of time with my, my chronic fatigue that I didn't exercise. And it was awful. I did not like exercising, but I had no choice. I was that exhausted. I had to make that.
But that's a sacrifice you made to stay healthy.
To stay healthy enough to work. I had to work. Work was more important than exercising at the time.
And that's an important piece, especially when we come to the next one, is, when you thought about starting your own business, you came out of high school, you still loved football, you were going to play semi-pro football, but you realized you needed to make some sacrifices. You started your business, you were playing football, you made sacrifices. Tell us about that.
That was a tough decision in my life. It was probably my first adult decision I had to make. And basically, I played semi-pro football the first year out of high school. And then the next year, before it started, I decided I was, building and starting Wood Palace Kitchens. And I had to make that decision that I couldn't do both because I couldn't get hurt. I was the only person in my shop making cabinets, because that's what I started out doing. I was making the cabinets, custom cabinetry. And I was the only one at the time. So I had part-timers. My brothers were part-time workers in my shop after school, things like that. But it was me in the shop during the day. And if I got hurt, broke an arm, broke a leg, how was I going to do that? So I had to make that decision that I couldn't play semi-pro football anymore. And half the guys understood, half the guys didn't. And I got razzed by the guys that didn't, but that's the decision I had to make. And I was okay by being razzed, I made the decision, I had to do it.
But if you think about it, when you're 20 years old, and you get out of school, football is just oh my God, this is my life, this is what I've got. We talked to Coach Cornell, and he said, football is a way of life, it's not just a sport, and it gets into your blood, and it gets into your feeling, you're a kid, you can do this, and all of a sudden you said, I have to sacrifice that part of my life so I can start my business. How many 20-year-old kids are going to do that? Not many.
Not many.
And that's a sacrifice, that's a tough decision to make.
I could have done both time-wise, it's just I couldn't risk being hurt.
Right.
If I broke an arm, broke a leg. I dislocated my elbow in high school football my senior year.
That was ugly.
I had a cast on for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
And it was tough. It was just like I sacrificed my body when I took that cast off. I got the cast off on a Wednesday.
Yep.
Couldn't move my arm any more than it was sitting there in that position in the cast. By Saturday, I got it down a little bit, but we got canceled on Saturday because of rain, because we had a lot of rain in our senior, remember?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
We played Monday, and I played. I got it down pretty close to being straight, and they taped it for me and stuff.
I remember that.
So I sacrificed my body. Even my brother Mike said, I don't think you should play, Tim, but football was important to me. My team was important to me to get back. We had lost the first 2 games because I was out.
Yep.
That extra person, not because I was the superstar of the team, but one extra person makes a difference.
Especially when the whole idea was they were making sacrifices because you weren't there.
I wasn't there.
They had to make different sacrifices, and although playing well, and like Coach Cornell said, we were the better team, we didn't get the breaks.
We did.
And
We lost by 2 points both
on
games.
both games, and now you're looking at, okay, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna sacrifice, feeling better, or,
Right.
I can take it easy. You can't do that. If you wanna reach a goal, your goal was to play Monday, you decided, okay, I got the cast off, I gotta get my arm from here to here so I can at least make some plays. Come Saturday, it didn't work, you bought the extra 2 days, you worked the extra 2 days hard, you made those sacrifices. Instead of Sunday, putting your feet up on the couch and having a beer and watching football, you worked on getting that arm ready for Monday morning.
That's right. Exactly. Because otherwise it wouldn't have happened.
No.
I worked hard on getting that arm
You
as
did.
straight as I could. Because it's locked in that position from being there.
Right.
But these are the things in your life that you choose to make sacrifices on at that given second. And I've always just done it by the importance. What's important? What is important to me personally? What's important to me, as a career? What's important to me through my family? Sometimes family has to take precedence.
Absolutely, of course it does.
And you gotta push something aside, but then you make the sacrifice on off time to be working to make up for it, like I said. And I've always done that.
Yep.
I've done it unconsciously. I'm not doing this to brag about it. Nothing I do is to brag about it. It's about to help people get better in their lives, even if they don't want to be successful. A lot of these principles help you throughout your life with your family, your friends, your workers, your bosses.
And I think this subject speaks a lot, that in order to reach and achieve certain goals, if you're looking to do that, you mentioned it earlier, look, if this is what you want and you're comfortable with that, fantastic. But if you want to reach a different goal, you have to make different sacrifices.
Right.
And we all know that you and I have done sacrifices that sometimes we had no choice, and
That's
is what
right.
we did.
Yeah, that's sometimes there's no choice.
You have no choice. So we
that's
made
what it is.
sacrifices we did. You're still making them. You're a successful businessman. You have this business going on. You have a couple other businesses going on. You brought up Berkeley Beer. You're still making sacrifices to achieve your success. Tell us about that.
Well, to me, success, it's not about the limelight of success. It's about, in my life, accomplishing. I really believe if anybody could get in their body about accomplishing things in their life, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm always hitting new plateaus, and that excites me, that thrills me, that motivates me to want to do more, to help more, and stuff like that. So that's why I still do it. I get people ask me all the time, Tim, 40 years this year in business in Wood Palace.
Amazing.
Why aren't you just sitting back now? It's just not me. I don't want to sit back. I want to keep achieving. I want to keep helping. And a lot of things are helping what I do. I mean, a couple of the other businesses, I help people. I help people with that level marketing products that I do.
Absolutely.
And that's important to me. And that's going to make a big difference in my life when I really do retire and I'm not really working a business anymore. I've got that to be thinking about. To me, I like to create and think.
You do?
I think that's what motivates me to do what I do for pleasure. People always make fun of me on Facebook. I'm always out to eat.
Yeah.
But that's what
The one thing
Nancy
you
and
do
I
for
like to
yourself,
do.
the one the
Yeah.
one thing you do for all the sacrifices you make, you and Nancy go out to eat a little more often than somebody else. Okay, big deal.
Yeah, I don't have a boat.
No.
I don't have a vacation home. I don't have this. That we like to go out to eat. We like trying different places. We like the interaction with people. That's what we enjoy doing. But believe it or not, till this age, at this success level, I still can't have fun on my off time unless I've accomplished something. I don't know what that is, Joe. I guess that's that inner drive to keep achieving. And, the biggest thing in life is to leave a legacy to me. And when you can put that into your mind,
Yep.
your life will go a lot different. You'll think a lot different.
Yes, you do.
You'll think a lot different about not yourself, other people that are watching you.
Yeah.
Or people that you can help after you leave this life with the money that you made to help them.
Sure.
I like making money. I don't make it really to spend much. I mean, I spend money. I mean, I buy things. But I think it's more about doing it more than making it.
I've seen that all along. So when you make these sacrifices, when you, like you said, you took on the big thing about, the Berkeley Beer, you knew you were going to have to make sacrifices for it.
Right.
But it's no longer you already know that going into it.
Right. And what do I know about beer other than going out and
tastes
drinking?
good.
It tastes great.
It tastes good.
And my experience of going to breweries, but I've learned a lot from
Sure you have.
from Glenn, the owner
Yeah.
of Berkeley Beer. And to me, that's exciting. I know more about beer now. Do I want to go out and brew it? No. But I know enough about it to talk about it, because that's what my job's going to be, to do, to bring people in the place. And then also my management abilities of, helping our managers that we hire and our people. To me, that's fun. It's exciting. And I just love the atmosphere of a brewery tap room. There's nothing, it's a lot of fun.
Right.
People get together. I mean, it's fun to talk to other people because you're at tables together, and you're just talking to people you've never met before. And it's just fun.
The interaction is amazing.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's great to
And
see.
the amount of times people have fun, they're playing games, and I just love that atmosphere of it. I've learned a lot. What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I
Yeah.
tell everybody, whether they believe it or not, learn something every day,
Exactly.
and you'll be richer when you go to sleep at night. Learn something every day.
Yeah, and
Even-
rich
even
doesn't
if-
always
even-
mean money.
Even if it's something negative in life that you've learned, you can make the point, okay, well, that's something negative. I won't do that.
We just talked about that. Things that we feel are negative in our life that we're just going to
So get rid of it. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it.
Learn a lesson on that.
That's right. We're
That's
too
what-
old to deal with the politics of life and what I call the sewer of life sometimes.
Well, the
How
foolish
people
ones.
try to bring you down to
Right.
that. And
Pull you into their hole. I'm not going back
worst
to that
place
hole.
to be.
No,
Worst
I made the
place to be.
sacrifices to get out of that hole. You don't want to make those sacrifices, you can stay in it. I'm staying on top.
That's right.
It's that simple.
It
This is
really
not rocket
is.
science. We've talked about it. It's just pay attention to the small details.
Right.
I think we've done well with this. I can't wait for our next video. I haven't figured out what we're going to do yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sometime,
We'll
but
keep
I think that's kind of fun.
suspicion this time.
Absolutely.
Exactly. But I enjoy this.
Enjoy your week.
I hope everybody gets everything out of
Me
it
too.
as much as they can, and have a great week.
We'll see you soon.